Hi there. Good to see you here. Hello. If you're new here or new to me, I'm Mick-eye-la. Welcome. It's lovely to be here. And let's just hang out for a bit and just breathe as we all kind of trickle into the room. And sometimes we do that, right? We come to a place, into a room or to a different room in our house, or we come into the presence of someone else, and sometimes it's like we're trickling in. We're not really fully present. We might still be coming, it's one of those, what it reminds me of, I don't know what it's called, but I think about when things go really fast and then it's all blurry. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like it takes a bit for it to come in. Hi, Amanda. Will you lead us through a meditation today? Well, Amanda, I have something for you that will feel like meditation. We will begin by breathing. Hi, Una. Hugs back. It will, hi, Nicholas. So glad you could make it. Nice to see you. It will feel like a meditation. We will begin by breathing together, but it will be short because I'm doing something different today. I'm doing an intuitive energy healing session. I know I said transformative coaching, and often in my sessions when I meet with someone one-to-one, that's how it looks. That there is coaching sort of, what do you call it? Bookending it. And the middle part is just energy flow. So let me tell you a little bit more about that. And then we will get into breathing. And then we'll just jump right in, because I never know how long it's going to go. So first of all, let's talk about what is this anyways. And I want to bring it back down to energy. Energy, that is what we are. That is all we are. So when I'm speaking about an intuitive energy healing session, well, intuition, we all have it. We all have it. We all have it. No one, some people may be more in tune with it and where it comes or how it shows up through us. So it's all different, but we all have intuition. We all have it. And it serves us in different ways. The energy that you are wants to be expressed through you. That's what's always happening. That's what we're doing. When we're living, the source energy, the energy of us all, there's only one. It all comes back to one universal mind or energy force or life force, chi, ki, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you call it. We're all being lived by the same energy. The same energy is all flowing through each of us, and it flows uniquely through each of us. So how it flows through you and maybe the purpose, like what it wants to do through you, will be different than what it wants to do through me. I mean, when you think about it, there is this energy, which I like to think of as playful, like it's got it all the good stuff. It's playful, it's loving, it's kind, it's compassionate, it's creative, it's curious. Why would it want to express through each of us in the exact same way? That's not how it works. It expresses differently through each of us, which makes life so much more interesting and exciting, right? And we get to learn from each other, and we get to have preferences. Some of you today might, when I do the session, when I kind of begin, you might think, yeah, this is not for me, and want to leave. That's fine. Do you follow your own inner guidance? Okay? Now, just a little bit about why am I even doing this and what qualifies me? Well, I mean, first of all of us have energy flowing through us. You can all do magic with your energy. And when I say magic, I'm not doing, I shouldn't use that word because I'm not doing magic today. But it'll feel when you start to really get to know you, which over the next while I'm going to be focusing a lot about getting to know you, yourself, because you are energy. When you start to get to know yourself more, the things that you will see that you are able to do, and you will become aware of things that you have been doing, but it comes so naturally and easily to you that you've sort of been missing the incredible coolness of it, because not everyone can do the things that you do in the way that you do them. So there's no better or worse, or there's none of that. There's none of that. It's just we all do it differently. And sometimes similarly. Sometimes that too. So I have a background in, I became a Reiki master in my 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, I guess, whenever that was, so long ago. And then I did reflexology, I did body talk, Acunet. So all of these energy healings, I used to do it in person. And over time, I found that, first of all, when I learned Reiki, it showed up in my mind, seemingly in my head, although I didn't really know that until kind of last week. That's another story for another time. And then when, a few years later, when I started to learn body talk, and when I would kind of go into this place, it's like, oh, it's the same place. It's the same place. I go to the same place. I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought that I would be in a different that I would see something different. But I noticed that, oh my gosh, whenever I'm being channeled through, worked through by source, for me, it shows up almost like in my mind, in my head. It's not in my head, but so I see pictures, I see visions, I see videos, and then I get a sense of what it means. And if I'm interpreting, if something comes up and it's interpreted in a certain way, and I'll say a word to share with you, because I always I'm going to walk you through what I see. I know immediately, I'll get no, not that word. I'll look for a different one. And that happens. If you've been in my world before here, you will see and me catch. And it's like, nope, not that word. Or nope, don't want to go there. And that is just me being guided in the way that I'm guided. So I don't, I say that I have all of this training background and all of that, but it doesn't always show up like any of it. Sometimes I will still be guided to do something that is a very Reiki thing, or a very body talk thing, or a very Acunet thing, or I'll bring something else in, that will. So I just go with what I'm guided to. And now I want to talk about this energy because I'm always looking to source energy, the energy of life, of God, that is pure. That's all I'm ever open to. Okay? I would like, while I'm sort of wrapping this part up, do you have any questions? Are you good to just see what happens? And I would like to invite you to offer something into the session. So what I mean is this session is for whoever is here today and wanting to take this in, whoever may hear it at a future time, whoever is drawn to it, is called to listen, will get something from it. What? I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about what you might experience. Some people feel nothing. My husband is one who he typically is just like, yeah, whatever, you can tell me whatever's going on and it just kind of washes over him, and he just feels relaxed. He doesn't necessarily feel sensations, not always. Anyways, I'm not saying that he won't ever, but at least he's typically, it's just like, just do your thing. Some people feel sensations in their body. Some people hear things, see things. Things will come back to them. Some people may feel emotion. There's nothing to be afraid of. You are a spiritual energy being. This is just energy moving through and expressing through you in the way that it's meant to. A feeling, an emotion, is just energy. It comes and it goes. It doesn't like disappear. It's energy. You can't make it. You can't make more of it. You can't take it away. You can't get rid of it. Energy is just energy. It just is. So if there's something in your life that you would like to offer up, like in just a few words, and you don't have to actually type anything in. You could just have, in this moment or at any time, it's just like, I'm like a nicer relationship with my husband. My dog is having some issue, my dog. Let me bring my dog in. Our pets we can heal each other through each other. If there's something that I'm confused about, or you need to make a decision about something, or you have a pain or an illness, or, you can bring that here into the room. And I don't know what's going to come up. And if you say, it's my knee, it's a pain in my knee, I want my knee. And if at the end of the session, I never even said the word knee, it has nothing to do with whether or not you're going to feel anything different in your knee. Because we are not just our knee. We are not just our relationships. We are all that we are. We are the energy, I have an aura, and unless you're an auric reader, you may not see it right now, but you can feel it. So, yeah, I don't know what more to say about that, but just because it's not specific to, she never helped me with that's not how it works. So it can be all encompassing, and we don't know how Source, how God heals us, balances us. At the very least, I imagine that you will feel calm and relaxed and open. At the very least. You can sit, you can lie down, you can close your eyes, you can have a journal beside you if there's something that you that might come to mind. It's like, I want to jot that word down. Now, let me just see if there was anything else. So if you do have anything that you would like to physically share, go ahead and do that now in the chat. And if you don't, that's totally fine. If there's nothing that comes to mind, I don't know, I just want to check this out, see what this is about. That's cool. I invite you to have an open mind and to trust in yourself for what you need and how to experience. Amanda, you have such a bad headache right now. Okay. Due to stress. All right. Good to know. And why I say that you don't have to type it in the chat is because we're energy. No, I'm not reading minds. I don't do that. Don't be afraid of that. I've had people run away because they're so concerned because things came up and it's like, oh my gosh, she's reading my mind. I don't stop, you know? And it's like, no, I'm not reading your mind. I'm reading energy. And I don't even call it reading. I don't know, actually. I just know that it's being done through me by something that always is of the highest regard, has of the highest integrity, and has the highest I was going to say the word wish, but you know, it doesn't wish, it doesn't need to wish, but has the highest offering to you. Yeah. So I'll sense it and we'll just see where it goes. Now, this is my process. So I do have this little guide, which I always have on hand. Sometimes I never use it, but it's here. It's like a surrogate for all. So sometimes if there's a like a physical balancing, like a spine or something like that, then I will I'll use it just for focus. And often I don't really do anything. I will just, so I'm going to give you a play-by-play. It's like I'm seeing a movie in my head and I'm telling you about it. There could be long gaps in between. And, you know, just have patience, whatever. Just hang out. No, you don't have to do anything. Just know I'm here. I haven't fallen asleep. So Nicola's hip tension for a long time and stomach. It's okay, and your spine too. Okay, hi Carol. The next divine right step in my work and life. Okay. My eyes are going to be closed 99% of the time. So I might check back if there's a time where I'm getting a sense that, oh, I need to check in, you know, open my eyes and come back to you, and then I will do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to close my eyes. Is this for healing only? Well, what is healing really, Carol? Healing, let's look at that word for a moment. I actually, interestingly, I did a talk about a year ago with someone, and in the talk thing, he put healing. And I said, you know what? I don't want to call it healing because it indicates something. And then all year, I've just been using the word healing. That's typically the word that I use. No, it's not for physical healing only, if that's what you meant. Yeah. This is for anything. So again, we are energetic beings. Yeah, we do have a physical body, and there are things that happen physically through our body. I actually see the body as an indicator of what's going on in our spirit. The body is like the last stop. The body is letting us know what's going on in our thinking, in our mind. It lets us know when we're acting or thinking. Thinking is an action too. When we are thinking out of alignment with the divine being, spiritual being that God, source energy, wants to express through your particular body. So the physical body, that's why if we were only to look at the physical body, we would be limiting the ability of what energy can do. Because that's just, the body is a very finite meaning one day it's going to be finished. Its work here will be finished, but the spirit, the energy of the spirit of that is living through it, animating it, will live on. Not exactly as it was, as it lived through your particular body, but as what's next that God wants to use with this energy now that it's freed from this body. Now where's it going to go? I don't know. Might be split up. I don't really know. If I ever get the chance after I'm complete in this world so far, in this body, let's say, and if I can get a message back, I'll try to, in the most unscary way. So I hope that answered you, Carol. And Danielle, I'm trying to fall pregnant. Okay. So I'm going to begin. I did set a timer for 12:30, just so we can have a few minutes of wrap up and such. So we'll just see. And I'm going to invite Source to sort of guide it so we can stay in a time frame to allow that. It's going to be divinely right? I don't control that. Although sometimes I have to, just because of, life. All right. I'm just sort of reviewing, and then I'm just going to feel into what else wants to come in, and we'll just see where it goes. Okay. So there's this space, and we don't always start here. I never know where it's going to go, but that's how it's coming in right now. It's like there's this, I didn't even see, and I'm going to use you because we are all energy. I don't know who everything is for, and we can all benefit from all of it, right? But as it's coming in, there's a single person representing all of you who are here and present today, and all of those who may listen to this recording in the future. So you're coming in, and it's like this, lit up. So I can't see any facial features or gender or anything like that. But it's as you're coming into this room, it's like the left side of you is in shade. In the walking in, it's kind of more, it's very sort of I'm going to say mild curiosity, but more almost neutral. It's like open, let's say. So interestingly, like it has sort of a character type look of it, like a cartoon kind of character look, where the hands and the feet are just oval circle-y kind of things, just coming in. So now there is this light that I will, if it's there, I'll invite people into it. I call it a healing light. I don't really know what it is. It's just a word. It kind of means nothing. It's almost like it shows up differently, but today it's showing up just as this kind of a rectangular cubicle with, you know, I can see through. I don't even know if there's doors on it yet or anything. It's just open, and there's an invitation for you to come in. Sometimes what happens, well, let's just see what happens. I won't give you any, let's just see what happens. So you are going up into this thing, and these feet, I'm really noticing the feet because they're big. They're almost like supersized feet. And again, there's these oval little blobs, but as you're stepping up, it's like slop, slop. It's like kind of noisy, almost a little bit clumsy. And so interesting, as you're stepping up these stairs, up into this light thing, you're getting shorter. So, yeah. Okay, so coming into this space, into under this light, and all of a sudden you've like sprouted up. So it's I can't tell gender, but what I see is an old, and this is so interesting because this left side is still kind of not being seen. I can't really see the left side, but this right side of the face is like this sweet, very elderly, like well-worn leather, many, many, many wrinkles, but with a sort of like upturned, like many, like it's had much smiling and laughter in your lifetime. So you're not seeming to want to move yet. You're still under this light. And it's kind of interesting that, like, when I'm kind of looking up, because it's quite, like, you've stretched up to quite tall, and already it was a few stairs up, but it's almost like you're not, it doesn't look like the cubicle is restricting you in any way, but it's like you're compacted into this space, almost like there is something sort of pushing in on you or causing you to like not, because there's no sense of it's not really discomfort. It's almost like used to being in this kind of compressed sort of space. So to me, it looks compressed. There's a sense within you, though, that is like, this is just normal. I don't know any different kind of thing. That's the sense. Okay. Coming out, there's this splaying. It's almost like you're turned to liquid, and there's this splaying across the floor. It's like there was all this compression and holding it into this position, and coming out on the other side of this, there's like this like a pool, like a melting kind of pool, and just being spread out. And there's a couple of things that are sort of sticking out, that are not turned liquidy. my sense here is that there was all this, this kind of restriction or compaction, or this could, I'm going to give you a number of ways that this may show up for you in your life. If it relates, you will know if this relates or not. If it doesn't, let it go. There's nothing for you to do. It's just to just feel into what, just let it kind of wash over you and just see. You'll know if something is resonating, you'll know it's for you or pointing to something. So what this is saying to me, this sense, is that there might be maybe a role in life where it's just like, this is your role, and this is what you do, this is what you're expected of, something that you've been taking on, whether it's it may not be comfortable, but you are used to it. It's common. It's not new. It's, it's just the way it's been, kind of thing. So it may be that, maybe it's a role in your life, maybe it's a role in your work, maybe it's how your placement in the family. Like, you're the one in the family who always blank, or you're the one who people go to for blank. And it may not have been your first choice, but it's like that's what you experienced. And it's like coming out this other side. Now it's almost like going the other way, totally spreading out beyond and past. So there's this innocence in this of like, to me, what comes to mind is a pendulum. Like when, when we're so used to being, this is where we are. And then when we finally are let loose from that, it's like we swing to the other side and we kind of go to the other extreme. That's what this puddle is representing. And it's like there is going to be this where it's going to come back, and there's going to be I was going to say a happy medium, but it's not medium. It's your happy. It's your happy. And there is no medium to that. It's actually it's expansive in the way that this pool, this puddle, is not. So let's just continue here. Okay, so it's like there's this recognition. Right. I get it that this maybe, this isn't the answer to go from this extreme over, this extreme that wasn't super duper happy feeling for me to this other extreme where, there's a sense of what could come up here is like a sense of being a rebel. It's like, right, I've been doing that all, now I'm going to go the farther distance. See, there, but it's like, there's this recognition coming in. It's like, that too is not me. That as well is okay. That is not feel so great either. There is this initial freedom, but it is like there's an underlying not tension, but there's an underlying buzz that it indicates that, indicating to you that, okay, right. That's not it either for me. So this is good. So it's like there's this gathering up that's happening of this the liquidy you. It's like there's this gathering up, and it's kind of like sort of feeling it out, like kind of what's it's like new. It's like for so long I've been this, and it's just like, what is this? And it's almost like everything has to come apart in order for it to come together. So there's this coming, there's like this gathering. And as you're gathering, being gathered, as your energy is sort of coming together, it's finding new ways of being. And it's like, I can see there's this little bit of like, oh, it wants to go that way because that's how it was before. And there's like, no. So it's like finding a new place. It's like finding new positioning, not just in like a physical way, because things absolutely are kind of gently loose, and it's not like it's all come apart, but it's like there's this loosening of things, and it's allowing it to come together. I don't know if you've ever had like chiropractic care or that type of care. It's like if the muscles are, like gathering you up in this way, and it's causing your spine to go out or whatever, you can have a chiropractor adjustment. But if the muscles are still so tight, it wants to like rubber band it back, right? So there's more, and there's more to it than just, that's why we're looking at the all of you. We're not just looking at specific parts of you. So this whole idea about this rubber banding back, it's just like there's more here than just physical. There's more here that's happening than just physical. So it's just like, oh yeah, that's the tendency, but no, I've been loosened up enough. I don't have to go back there. So it's like a choice point. And this question is coming to mind. It's like, what do you want instead? Oh, okay. So let's just breathe together. Let's just all just take a big deep breath. And I'm going to put my hand on my heart because I feel like if you are able to, that would be a good thing for you to. And just breathe into that. Because there is this tension that came up like this. What? What do you mean? What do I want? What do you like? I don't know what I want. I don't know. And there's all of a sudden when we get a glimpse of the really spectacular expansion that's available to us, expression that's available to us, it can scare us a bit because it's like, oh, it feels too big. It's like when, interestingly, what came up was like a baby being born. It's been inside this little cocoon for so long, and not all babies. Some babies are like, yeah, let me out of there and let me at life. And others might be like, they want to be tightly swaddled, and they, we all feel, it doesn't mean that one wants to, give me life, and the other wants to hide away. That's not what I mean. It's like we all want to experience life in a way that feels good, and it's going to look very different for each of us. So just because you all of a sudden see that I have choice, what? It's like asking a teenager in grade like 9, 10, 11, 12, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's just like, it's such an overwhelming question for many, not for all. Some are very clear, and there's something energetic about that as well. Not everyone is so clear in that way, and we're not here to do just one thing either. So when we all of a sudden get a sense of, wow, I have choice, and it can feel a little like, I have no idea, and like nail biting because we think we got to make the right one, and that's not it at all. So rest assured, you are held. You will be guided. And just in this moment, just play. You are being cradled right now in the energy of the universe, and it is inviting you to express in some way, whether that's to whether it is to create something new, whether that's a new life form, whether it's a piece of art, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a something with your hands or something with your mind, whether it's a collaboration with others, whether it is just a conversation. There's something that wants to come through you. And it's only in the moment, because you can only express moment to moment. It's only in this next moment. The question, what would you like instead? So as I'm asking this is continuing to take more form, and it's like it almost not stalled out, that's the wrong word, but it slowed. And it was like all of these things were still coming together that are like they were good before. It was just like, yeah, it's good, they can go before. And then when there was an opportunity to have some of the things shift and change that are wanting to be changed or wanting to be different, it had slowed down. And now there's like, I can see there's a little bit of a quickening of the energy in forming, because there's a little bit more confidence, a little bit more. And let me talk about confidence, because confidence is who you are. You don't get it from anywhere outside of you. It really comes from an understanding of who you are and all that you are and what you are, what you have available to you, and that you are never stuck. Energy moves. Energy is never stagnant. You're never the same. You're already a different person than you were the moment ago. Not just yesterday or this morning or the beginning of this, not like a moment ago. You're already different. You are a moving, alive being. The sense of stuckness is only and ever in our own thinking mind, our own thinking. And the more you understand and see just how fluid, how movable, how creative you are, the energy of you is, you will feel that confidence. Yeah. So I'm just continuing to watch you reform. I don't know if there's any significance to this. I didn't say it because it's just like, that's so interesting and a little weird, but you're green. You're green. When you splooshed out on the floor, you were green. It's a nice green. It's a light green or medium green, I guess, whatever. It's not an evergreen. But the green it's becoming a little lighter. So kind of moving up. So interestingly, it's almost like so again, going back to this sort of character look, it's just like, there's this head kind of thing, and then sort of coming down like, like that. But I can see this bumps in, if you've ever seen a pregnant belly or whatever, where you can see the baby moving underneath, pressing and stuff. It's kind of like that. I can see that there's this pressing, there's this growing, there's maneuvering happening underneath this green, whatever. It still has like kind of a liquidy quality, let's say. Only it's thickening because now it's taking on more form. But I can see there's this forming happening underneath. I'm just continuing to watch it as it continues to do whatever is happening underneath. I'm just observing what's happening. I just noticed again that this left side is still shaded kind of thing. So I know something is gonna, there's something there. So, and I'm just gonna check in and see if, like, can we begin to work with whatever that is now? It's like, no, not yet. So. Okay, so there's more body. It's still not like like I can see that it's a human body, but it's still not all formed, but it's actually just kind of came into a form enough that I can see it's a human body, and you're on the move. So I'm just seeing where you're going. Okay, so it's not, well, okay, it's not really I can only see a piece of it right here, but right now you're like leaning against this huge tree, and it's almost like, I want to say labored, like, that you need to rest. You're like resting here, but it's not. Okay, so let's just see what this is about here. This is not about labor. This is not about being like that. There was all this work doing, and that was a lot of labor, and now you're tired. That's not it. This is almost. It's like, and this tree it's like massive. Like you in front of it, there's a lot of tree that I can see. Spreading out around, but it's almost like reverence. The term that comes to mind is taken to your knees, but not taken to your knees in like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. You've been taken to not that, like, in that kind of reverence, like, drop that. You didn't drop to your knees, but it was almost like you needed support. There's this, not like like an awakening of like, when you get something, like you get an insight, it's like an insight. It was just, but it rocked you. So this is so interesting. This is almost like another level of, when you were kind of stopped before, like, oh my gosh, I have choice. Like I have all of this. And then you kind of move, it's just like, oh, okay, got this. And then you continue to form, and it's almost like a second wave of, so this is good. So you're just taking it in. I just got goosebumps on my legs. So I'm just observing you against this massive, very gnarly, like the bark on it is very gnarly, or not just thick and rough and wise and stable, and you get that we're all lived by the same energy, even the trees, everything is coming from this same, so that there's like this stability that is just like, yeah, lean on me, lean on me. It's like it's imparting strength. I was going to say the word courage, but it's just like, no, it's not courage. It's just strength. It's like when when there's a baby, like a baby horse or calf born, and they're first, and they get up right away. Like, it's so crazy how quickly they get up, but it's just like they're wobbled, like they're whoa. And there's all of this potential that's just waiting, and it's like getting their legs under them so that they can use it all, so that they can be their aliveness, express this aliveness, this energy that's kind of pulsing through. So you're just getting your legs. Okay, this is so curious because I didn't catch this at first. But the side that is, so you're at the tree with your right hand, and the side that is exposed is your left, the one that was in shade, and it's like very bright white. So you're straightening and you're still close to the tree. Let me just see where we're going from here. Oh, okay. All right. So you've moved away from that and you've laid on this table. It just looks like a slab kind of thing. And again, this left side is on the other side, but there's something required there. So it's like it is like it's been formed. Remember in the light where it seemed like I couldn't see that you were compressed in any way, but it was like you were in this place. So it's like this left side, it's like it has a flatness to it, like it's being pressed into, formed in how it wants to not be formed. So we're just going to go and we're just going to go there and see what's wanted. So it's almost like there's this kind of sliver of this side of the body. Not a sliver, it's more than that, but it's just like it's including the leg, this whole left side. And it's like sort of firm. And it's like the other side is fairly loose overall. I haven't done a scan yet. Let's just see. what is required in here. And it's so interesting because it's like it's going from cement to almost like not rubber, but it's like it's going from hard to not hard, but also shaped. So the shape, is firm right now. Whether it's this really hard cement or this hard rubbery kind of thing. So let's just see what needs to happen there too. Okay, so coming in through this left side, and it's kind of, there's an entry point to the hip, and it's like there's this, purple stuff. There's this. It's so interesting. I never know what's going to come up, but I'm just sharing what's happening. So it's coming in, and it's like this purple stuff. It's almost like it's kind of being sort of, it's like an entry point, and it's like it's being injected. It's not like, injected like a needle, not like that, like forced in. It's not that. It's just like it's a welcomed, it's an opening that's opening up to receive this, purple liquidy kind of stuff, and it's kind of coming in, and I'm seeing that it's like it's not, softening it. I was going to say dissolving it, but I guess it is kind of dissolving it. Oh, sorry, my timer just went off, so yeah, it's gone on, but I still have a few more minutes here, as long as you do. Because this one thing, we are going to see it through. So it's like this mixing, and this is kind of interesting. The green that you were before, which you're kind of not now, and this purple, for some reason there is like this, like that greeny kind of color sort of swirled in, so it's almost like this purple stuff, but then it's pretty actually, but there's this green bit in there too. What comes to mind is like homeopathic remedies of like healing, so let's just see what's going on here. So this is coming in, and it's actually kind of moving. It's sort of, so if this was the left side of the body, it's like it's coming in and it's sort of coming up, this going up and going down just in this kind of solid part, and it's like softening it. So it's making way down, and I can see, so there is, and it's interesting that it's opening, that movement is happening in this middle part first, and now as it's kind of going down, it's like there's this, the movement is kind of happening from this area and down, which is interesting, because often when we kind of move things, we might like move our toes for it, and it's like, yeah, you can't. Now they're starting to move. So it's just like this softening is kind of making its way down and up, and the arm is beginning to like move, where before it was just sort of part of this solid. So it's starting to like move away and in different places. So not it's like it's finding its way. It's finding how it can move, like how the joint can move. It's just like it's finding this newfound freedom. Now, what can this could be a physical thing, and this can also be just a representation of how things have been kind of caught, how there's been this pressed up against this way of being and coming back in. There was still this one piece that needed something extra. So I'm just witnessing this and watching it continue to soften, and see how your foot is kind of coming alive, and there's more like flexibility. So when I think about like moving in life, how it can be clunky when there's a part of you that is feeling like it's locked into a certain kind of place in space. There's not ease of movement. There's not a natural, like the whole body, not just the physical body, but we're talking about your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, the whole thing. If part of it is kind of locked into a place and pressed up against something, it can be really sort of clunky and make it hard to move through life and express what wants to be expressed. So there's just this softening and loosening of where this being, I keep seeing it as being, because it kind of looks like, when a cookie bakes in a pan and you put too much, you made the cookie too big and it goes right to the edge of the pan if it has a lip, and then the side of it is flat. It's kind of, that's what I'm kind of seeing. So it's kind of like that. It's like you've grown up against this, and really you wanted to go beyond that. You didn't want to go right up to this. So there's this expansion, this softening and this expansion. So it's like an invitation for, it's like an invitation for more. Oh, you're standing up here. So it's like it's like you're testing it out and you're moving this and then bringing it's like you're starting to move things together, like lifting your other leg up and like working them together. Oh my gosh. This is cool because it's just like you're learning how you're learning about you. You're seeing how all of you can work together. So it's like, yeah, now that I got this left side kind of mobile thing, it's just like, how does it work with the rest of me? There's like this curious, I was going to say playful. It's maybe not quite playful, but there's this curious, optimistic. It's like an optimism of how this can work. Okay, so I'm seeing you're kind of moving. So now from the legs, you're kind of moving up and just seeing how all of this is, how it can all work together. It's pretty cool. This is an invitation. This is you seeing how it's the question. How can you use all of you? How will you use all of you? What is it that you've been wanting that you felt you couldn't because something wasn't there? Well, I'm saying something's there. What's possible? It may not look exactly as you are picturing it, but whatever it is that you are picturing, pardon me, whatever it is that you are picturing, what you are imagining, what you are wanting, what's wanting to be created through you, there is a feeling to that. And that feeling, that is what is going to, that is what you're going to create. Now, what I mean by this is we can get like where we're very fixed on what has to happen in order us to feel satisfied, peaceful, happy, successful. And there's so much more opportunity and possibility that we can't know with our thinking mind, our personal mind. But God's got you. And there will be an expression that you get to experience that feeling. But it may be unexpected, but it will still be enjoyable, satisfying, peaceful. So I'm watching you walk out now. Interestingly, you still are this being, and you do have a little bit of a green tinge. I really don't know what that means. To me, to me, it's like possibility. It's almost like a toy that is, you can do anything with it. It can be anything. Your imagination, and your imagination is is energy. That is the only limitation. So, as I'm seeing you go out in this humanish form, my alarm just went again. I do have, yeah, I'm just gonna continue. I just want to watch you go out first. It's just so cool because as you're walking out, you're kind of like looking down at your hands, like they're new, right? Mm. Mm. Okay. End of session. How are you doing? How was that? What was there? Sleep, gratitude. Okay, gratitude. House by the sea, social. Okay. Interesting. Una, sleep better. All of this, Agota, all of this resonates. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you for that, Agota. I appreciate your gift. Thank you so much. I'm curious how things will play out for you in the next week or so. I invite you to drink and breathe and be lovely to yourself, be kind to yourself. Una, amazing, thank you. You're so welcome. And thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope it serves you. If I have like 4 minutes and then I do have another call that I want to honor that timing. But if you care to share anything, I'm going to stay on until the last minute. Or if it brought up any questions, and if I can't answer it here, I love you too, Una. If I don't have time to answer it here, well, interestingly, I know I'm going to be coming in and creating an event for next week too. And I couldn't make it, I couldn't push it. I wanted to get it set up. So it was set up before we came live here today, and I couldn't. It's just like, you know what? I don't know what it's going to be yet. So I just knew that I had to do this first, and then I'll know. And so, is this worth doing again? Maybe I would do it. Nicholas, very intense, big peace and trust. Lovely, lovely for you. Nice, thanks for sharing. Carol, you're driving. Okay, do take care. Charlene, hi Charlene. That was so beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad. Carol, you want to say more? If any of you want to message me, if you have questions, or you want to like, hey, what could this mean for you, or whatever, if something comes up that you would like to explore, talk about more, I'm happy to do that. Danielle, so beautiful. Thanks, Mick-eye-la. Thank you. And I'm so glad that you felt that, experienced that. You're welcome. thanks. You'll be nice. Doing again. Okay. Okay. Yeah, will do. Thank you for the love. I feel love for you. It's always a pleasure for me. And this being in this room, certainly, even when we're just talking, and this work as well, because it's a surprise. It's a gift. It's like it's not mine. You know what I mean by that? It's like, yeah. I think we all have gifts to share in the world that, when I say not mine, it's like it's not little Mick-eye-la's. It's like this is for all of us. This is for, I don't know. It's just coming through, right? So it's kind of curious. Yeah. Well, it's been truly a pleasure. Carol, do again. Thank you. Okay, will do, Carol. I will do it again. All right. Love to you all. Thanks for being here. And yeah, appreciate that. And I hope it is helpful. Ciao for now.